Yahoo! We're off to Cowtown to visit the Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary. Let's go. Hey there, welcome back to the Rinks Around the League. I'm your host, Jeff Nash. If you haven't already, check out my intro video that explains what this series is all about. On today's episode, we're heading to Calgary, Alberta to visit the Scotiabank Saddledome, home of the Calgary Flames of the NHL. Construction of the Saddledome started on July 29th, 1981, and it opened on October 15th, 1983 at a cost of $97.7 million. The Saddledome is owned by the City of Calgary. It was largely publicly funded, with money coming from the province and the City of Calgary each contributing $31.5 million, the federal government investing $29.7 million, and the 1998 Olympic Organizing Committee contributing $5 million. Its NHL seating capacity is 19,289. Its current scoreboard measures 16.6 by 9.6 feet. Scotiabank bought the naming rights to the Saddledome, but terms and finances weren't disclosed. The average secondary market ticket price ranks them 7th in the league at $171. You might have seen me compare the Scotiabank Saddledome with Pringles potato chips. And why is that? That's because this chip and the building share the same geometric shape. They're both an example of a hyperbolic paraboloid. Say it with me, hyperbolic paraboloid. This structure was chosen purely for its design qualities and not the unintentional look of the Saddledome in reference to a horse saddle, which of course is in reference to the greatest show on earth, the Calgary Stampede, held every summer in Calgary. Yahoo! The saddle makes sense, but Saddledome, it's not really a dome. That doesn't make sense. So to give you a little technical explanation of why this works, the Saddledome's distinctive roof is an inverted hyperbolic paraboloid constructed of lightweight precast concrete panels suspended by a cable network, grouted and post-tensioned to form a monolithic structure. This system results in a clear spanning roof that is only 2 feet deep. The roof is a powerful and expressive form that provides an optimal balance of seats to the sides and ends of the ice surface within the compact building envelope to create an ultimate spectator experience from all angles. Okay, but what does that mean? Well, if you look around the roof, you notice a lack of beams that go across the roof like other arenas. This gives the building the ability to have expanded seating areas for fans with unobstructed views of the ice surface. So what are the cons of designing a roof like this? Well, the cons of this design, they can't hang many of the heavy, complex, modern-day staging major tours have these days. Despite these limitations, the Saddledome is one of the world's largest examples of, that's right, hyperbolic paraboloid. Sadly, the Saddledome was victim to the 2013 floods that flooded much of downtown Calgary and had devastating effects on neighboring communities. Major rain and runoff from the nearby Rocky Mountains pushed the water levels of the Bow River, which runs right through downtown Calgary, to record levels, flooding the Saddledome all the way up to the 8th row of seating of the lower bowl, which, for reference, is past halfway up their lower bowl. And the control room of all the entertainment systems in the building was also on ground level. All was destroyed by the flooding. It also destroyed much of the team's equipment and memorabilia that was also stored on event level. If you go to the Saddledome today, they have framed photos in some of the rooms that show what the devastation looked like. They were able to pull it off, but major work had to be accomplished in order to have the venue ready for the 2013-14 NHL season. Now, the Saddledome is the second oldest rink in the league right now, and it gets a bad rap for its age. Compared to many rinks around the league, the Saddledome is in major need of some upgrades, if not an entire replacement. On this episode, I'm not going to do a deep dive onto the politics behind the new rink in Calgary, but suffice it to say, it's a very hotly debated topic in Calgary right now. Despite being the second oldest rink in the league, there are things I like about the rink. The lower bowl has one of the smallest bowls, if not the smallest bowl in the league. It's only 14 rows, and it would be hard to find an NHL rink that has a more intimate line of sight and experience than a Saddledome's lower bowl. Around the scoreboard, there's these flame torches, and on the ends of the rink, there's these 2 massive flamethrowers that throw out massive flames anytime the team is introduced or they score a goal. And if you're in the bowl, you can feel the heat. It's impressive. Being the second oldest rink in the league, there are some things I don't like. The main concourses are very crowded, tight, and has a lot of exposed concrete. It definitely doesn't have a finished feel to it. And it's just old. It doesn't have a lot of polish that a lot of rinks have these days. And the nosebleeds are really high. Yeah, they're cheap tickets, but you are really high up in the bowl. If you are afraid of heights, you will not want to be up in those nosebleeds. It's the second oldest barn in the league, and the future isn't looking great for a new rink. Relations between the Flames and the city are very tense to say the least. But it is a unique building, and it sets itself apart from the rest of the league. Well, that about does it for Calgary. I bet you learned something today. I bet you learned about... what? No. Pringles. On the next episode of Rinks on the League, we head off to the PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina, home of the Carolina Hurricanes. As always, follow me on social, on Twitter and Instagram at _theRinks, Facebook at The Rinks, and on YouTube at Rinks Around the League. Thanks for watching. Hold it together, hold it together. Ah! Shit. Almost. The thing is like once I do this, I'm not gonna remember how my strategy is with this. What my strategy was with this. Alright, attempt number 4. Ta-da! As Batman would say, first try.